we're ready for our contest. And our first speaker today, Holly Jing. Seeds. Holly Jing.
Good morning, Voyagers. Recently, a friend gave me some seeds that will produce a tasty vegetable chrysanthemum. I often eat this when I was a child in my hometown, Nanjing, China. But I couldn't find it on the supermarket here. We would make soup with this vegetable and eggs. My friend told me to plant the seeds in February or March in good soil, and it will grow easily. This reminds me another seed I got from a church last summer when Pastor Rick Warren and his wife retired after serving at Saddleback Church for 43 years. I got a packet of carrot seeds, and the package says, Pastor Rick and Kay planted millions of seeds of love. As a pastor of pastors, Pastor Rick trained millions of pastors to establish purpose-driven churches, and his sermon at Saddleback Church are usually watched by hundreds of thousands of people every week. The Bible used the word seed or seeds 79 times in the NIV version. It's used 15 times in the book of Matthew, chapter 13. This is what Jesus said to his disciples. Listen then to what the parable of sower means. When anyone hears the message about the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil comes and snatched away what was sown in their heart. This is the seed sown along the path. The seeds falling on rocky ground refers to someone who hears the word and at once receives it with joy. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. When troubles or persecutions come because of the word, they quickly fall away. The seeds falling among the thorns refer to someone who hears the word, but the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke the word, making it unfruitful. But the seeds falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understands it. This is the one who produces a crop yielding 160 or 30 times that was thorn. So it describes four kinds of people. The first type of people reject the message. They heard the message, but they refuse to understand it, or they are not ready to understand it. A few years ago, I was an advisor for international students at a private high school. One of the students kept on asking me tough and challenging questions. Fortunately, there were another student who are easily willing to accept the message. The second type of people are willing to accept Jesus, but after a short while, they stop going to church. A student of mine returned to China, and then she stopped going to church. In fact, a lot of people who return to China stop going to church because of persecutions. In China, unfortunately, persecution of Christians is continuing, and it's very severe. Many churches are shut down. The third type of people refer to people who hear the words, but because of other things in their life, they stop going to church or attending small group. They treat their work and hobbies more important than worship God. Guess what happens? Their life will withdraw, and both inside and outside. When the storm comes, their lives may fall apart. The fourth type of people are the most productive people. This happens when the seeds fall into the good soil. Such seeds and soil will produce beautiful lives, as shown in its flowers and trees. The soil represents your heart, and the seeds represent the gospel message you may hear from a friend or family member. To me, this life is the most beautiful. Would you like to live a life like this? If so, please attend church on Sundays or come to Saddleback, San Diego with me.